Have you ever seen a country where women are the ones who propose? A street so steep that cars must be parked sideways to avoid sliding down. A goat once ran for mayor, and one man's name stretches over 2,000 characters. What's even more surprising is that the cost of living is only 60% of what it is in the US. This is New Zealand, from a fence covered with 100,000 bras challenging traditional order, to immigration laws that might reject your application just because you're a bit overweight. New Zealand is where what seems like a joke is actually true. Join us as we explore the 15 crazy things that only exist in this country. Baldwin Street in Dunedin, once officially recognized by Guinness World Records as the steepest street in the world, with a maximum gradient of 34.8%. That means for every 9 feet you walk horizontally, you climb nearly 3 feet vertically. In 2019, Baldwin lost its title to Ford Penlac in Harlech, Wales, but regained it in 2020 after Guinness revised its measurement rules. Locals celebrated the news by printing the street's image on t-shirts, coffee mugs, keychains, and even pet collars. Because of the extreme incline, residents must park their cars at right angles to the curb, and most are so used to climbing the hill that it feels like their daily workout. The houses are built against the slope, which makes them look tilted from the outside but perfectly level inside. Each year, thousands participate in the Baldwin Street Gutbuster, a race to the top, with prizes awarded to the fastest runners. And in true Kiwi spirit, locals once tried to bake the world's steepest street cake, though the frosting quickly slid to the bottom before they could cut it. In Cardrona Valley, central Otago, there's a fence not covered with flags or lights, but with bras. Known as the Cardrona Bra Fence, it comes with an unwritten rule. You can hang one up, but don't take one down. The tradition began in late 1998 or early 1999 when 4 bras mysteriously appeared on a rural roadside fence. No one claimed them, but within months, passers-by, mostly women, quietly added more. By 2006, estimates put the number at around 1,500 bras. Local authorities, worried about traffic safety as drivers kept stopping for photos, cleared the fence several times. Yet each cleanup only inspired more contributions. Today, the fence stands proudly near the Cardrona distillery, marked with a large sign reading Cardrona. It has become an official fundraising site for Breast Cancer Foundation NZ, raising over $70,000 NZD by 2023. Visitors are encouraged to hang a bra and make a donation, but not to take one as a souvenir. The quirky tradition has become both a roadside curiosity and a collective act of support for a good cause. What if the person walking confidently across the bar floor toward you isn't a man? In New Zealand, dating norms don't just bend, they sometimes flip the script. Women are often the ones making the first move. From sparking conversation to asking someone out, there's a cultural ease that challenges traditional expectations. This isn't performative or limited to big cities. It reflects a broader Kiwi approach to relationships and social life. Much of this stems from a long history of gender progress. In 1893, New Zealand became the first country in the world to grant women the right to vote, decades ahead of much of the globe. That legacy echoes through generations, contributing to one of the world's more egalitarian societies. Women here don't wait for permission, they lead. Dating apps and nightlife reflect this confidence, with women just as likely to initiate chats or plan meetups. Passivity is often misread, not admired. It's not about dominance, but about mutual respect, openness, and clarity. And that boldness doesn't stop at romance. From prime ministers like Jacinda Ardern to leaders in business, aviation, and firefighting, women in New Zealand are visible across public life, in charge, in motion, and unapologetically forward. Even first-time visitors often pick up on the vibe. It isn't about playing hard to get, but about being direct, curious, and unbothered by outdated gender roles. That sense of confidence and ease makes the culture remarkably refreshing, especially for travelers used to more rigid norms. How would you feel if women making the first move in dating were the norm where you live? Let us know in the comments below. Have you ever relaxed in an outdoor jacuzzi in Colorado? In New Zealand, especially in Rotorua, the geothermal capital, people come not just to bathe, but to connect with nature by soaking in mineral-rich waters or cedar tubs surrounded by forests. For many, hot springs are a way to wash away fatigue, heal the spirit, and mark major life milestones. Today, this tradition is alive at renowned spas such as Hell's Gate, where you can immerse yourself in Māori mineral mud before soaking in a hot pool overlooking steaming geothermal landscapes. Some places even serve hangi, food cooked using geothermal steam, just as Māori communities have done for generations. Further south, at the onsen hot pools in Queenstown, you can relax in a private cedar tub above the Shotover River, gazing toward the Remarkables mountain range and feeling as if you stepped into a serene version of the Lord of the Rings. Couples often choose to get engaged or celebrate anniversaries in these wooden tubs under the stars. With entry fees now typically ranging from $40 to $90 NZD per person, you're not just paying for a soak. You're purchasing an escape into nature and into yourself. Beyond relaxation, locals claim the mineral waters help ease everything from arthritis to stress-related conditions. Have you ever dreamed of stepping into the world of Frodo Baggins? In New Zealand, that dream is not only real but so immersive that you might forget you're in the 21st century. Hobbiton, the legendary village from The Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit, is located in Matamata on the North Island. Set on a 1,250-acre sheep and beef farm, Hobbiton was originally handcrafted for the films and later rebuilt as a permanent set. Today, it has been carefully preserved as a living village. You can stroll past 44 charming hobbit holes, wander through lush gardens, admire round green doors, tiny furniture, a wooden well, and even see chimneys puffing smoke each morning. Everything is crafted from real stone, wood, and plants to keep the magic alive. The town of Matamata warmly embraces its role as Hobbiton's gateway. Locals are known for their hospitality, often greeting you with a friendly mate, and are happy to share directions or stories. Many also work in the tourism industry, guiding visitors through Middle-earth with contagious enthusiasm. Movie lovers can sip a craft beer at the Green Dragon Inn, stand beneath the party tree where Bilbo made his famous birthday speech, or visit the very spot where Gandalf first entered the village. Hobbiton also hosts private events, with some fans even celebrating their birthdays Hobbit-style among the rolling hills. And before we continue unfolding this fascinating discovery, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss any future episodes. Don't forget to share it with your friends too. It helps the channel out, and I'm excited to continue bringing you more awesome content. In one of the quirkiest tales from New Zealand, a goat named Billy made headlines after being elected to office by a community of spirited locals. Billy the goat ran unopposed and won the symbolic presidency of Wangamona, a remote town that declared itself a republic back in 1989. Frustrated with a regional boundary change, locals jokingly set up their own micronation and began holding elections during their biennial Republic Day celebrations. Over the years, they've chosen humans, a goat, and even a poodle as their leaders. Billy the goat took office in 1999 and was wildly popular among the town's few dozen residents before being removed for eating official documents. Since then, Republic Day has become a full-on festival, attracting thousands of tourists eager to get their Wangamona passport stamped. It's more than a gimmick. It reflects the town's playful political streak and strong sense of local pride. The town's tongue-in-cheek constitution suggests anyone can run for president, regardless of species. Past leaders have included a poodle named Ty, while campaign promises are often lighthearted, things like better grass maintenance and longer nap times. In Wangamona, politics has always come with a wink, a laugh, and plenty of community spirit. Would you be able to spell your name if it had over 2,000 letters? One man didn't just say yes, he legally committed to it. In the 1990s, George Chapman, a New Zealander from Hawke's Bay, changed his name to an absurdly long creation that stretched across myth, history, and legend. His full name, containing more than 2,000 characters, took several minutes to pronounce and couldn't fit on standard ID forms. How long exactly? It included everything from Hercules to Xerxes to Lionheart, blending figures from ancient Greece, Rome, and Arthurian tales with his own twists. The name was so unwieldy that government officials had to shorten it on passports and licenses, creating headaches for paperwork but plenty of laughter among bureaucrats. At one point, his marathon name was even recognized by Guinness World Records as one of the longest personal names ever. For George, though, it wasn't a joke. He saw it as a reflection of creativity, freedom, and individuality. The result was a name that read like an encyclopedia of Western civilization. While it may sound like a comedy skit, it was real, and it highlighted how far personal expression could go in New Zealand. Instead of blocking the attempt, the legal system found ways to adapt, showing a willingness to accommodate individuality even when it caused administrative nightmares. If you could legally add just one word or title to your name, what would it be? Let us know in the comments below. In New Zealand, respect and connection are expressed through the hongai, a Māori greeting where two people press noses and foreheads together to share the ha, or breath of life. For the Māori, who make up about 17% of the population, hongi is more than a greeting, it's an act of acceptance into the community. Māori traditions emphasize equality, kinship, and closeness with nature. In cultural centers such as Rotorua, visitors can experience a hangi, the earth oven cooking method, hear ancestral stories by the fire, and learn the belief that every bird or gust of wind carries the spirit of ancestors. Before major events, the haka proclaims unity and identity. Though often mistaken as only a war dance, haka are performed at weddings, funerals, graduations, and welcomes. Each movement carries meaning, while fierce Pukana expressions show strength and passion. Today, Te Reo Māori is enjoying a renaissance. Bilingual street signs are common, more young people are learning the language, and many places have regained their original Māori names, reflecting a growing respect for indigenous culture that continues to shape New Zealand's national identity. I think your residency visa can only be denied for a criminal record, false income claims, or lack of job skills. In New Zealand, many are surprised to learn that their body mass index can affect their visa application. Alongside requirements like education, work skills, background checks, proof of funds, and English ability, applicants must also meet an acceptable standard of health. This includes a full medical exam, where most panel doctors record BMI. If your BMI is over 35, Immigration New Zealand may request extra medical tests or even ask you to lose weight and reapply. In some cases, applications are declined if future healthcare costs are considered too high. The reasoning is financial. With one of the highest obesity rates in the OECD, about 30% of adults, officials argue the public health system must manage costs. The policy gained global attention in 2013 when Albert Baldwin, a South African teacher living in New Zealand, was denied a visa because of his BMI, despite having no health problems and a secure job. The official letter stated potential healthcare costs exceed acceptable limits. The rule isn't limited to BMI. Conditions like diabetes, heart disease, and certain mental health issues can also raise concerns. Critics call the policy discriminatory, while supporters argue it's a necessary safeguard for a taxpayer-funded healthcare system. Have you ever walked a dog? In New Zealand, you're far more likely to meet a sheep. After all, there are about 25 million sheep compared to just over 5 million people, meaning nearly 5 sheep for every Kiwi. While you won't find official sheep walking rentals, visitors can experience the country's farming heritage through interactive farm tours in regions like Waikato, Otago, and Queenstown. At places such as the Agrodome or local sheep stations, tourists can feed lambs, watch sheepdog demonstrations, and even take part in a traditional sheep shearing or wool spinning lesson. Farmers often explain how they train dogs to respond to whistles, a key skill in sheepdog trial competitions, a serious sport in New Zealand's rural calendar. These experiences reveal more than just farming techniques. Farmers love to point out the quirks of their animals, whether it's a sheep that always wanders off or one that nudges visitors for attention. For many travelers, it's a memorable way to connect with New Zealand's agricultural heritage and to understand the deep ties between Kiwis, their land, and the animals that helped shape the nation's identity. New Zealand is a country where nightlife feels muted compared to much of the world. Don't expect neon-lit streets or clubs running till dawn like in Thailand, Spain, or Australia. In smaller cities such as Napier, Hamilton, or Rotorua, evenings quiet down quickly. Many restaurants close early, And while supermarkets in large towns often stay open until 8 to 10 p.m., smaller ones still shut around 7. Outside of central Auckland, Wellington or Queenstown, the few hubs with lively bars and clubs, nights are often spent in front of the TV or under the stars. Noise rules also keep evenings subdued. In places like Dunedin and Rotorua, complaints about loud music after 10 or 11 p.m. can bring a noise control officer to your door, with fines of up to $500 for disturbing the peace. For visitors from countries with bustling nightlife, such as the US, France, or Australia, the early shutdown can feel like culture shock. The pattern partly reflects New Zealand's agricultural past, where early mornings were standard, and it continues today thanks to a strong emphasis on rest and community. The trade-off is clear. While nights may be quiet, days are packed with activity. From buzzing weekend markets to full hiking trails and beach adventures, New Zealand channels its energy into daylight hours, favoring quality of life over 24-hour entertainment. The scent of sunscreen, the crash of waves and cicadas buzzing in the trees, with a barbecue sizzling somewhere in the background. Add carols, fairy lights, and Santa in board shorts, and you have Christmas New Zealand style. In the Southern Hemisphere, December 25th falls in midsummer, flipping every familiar wintry tradition on its head. Kiwis are more likely to spend Christmas morning surfing or hiking than curled up by a fire. Trees grow in 25-degree heat. Pavlova topped with fresh fruit often replaces rich puddings. Kids get water guns instead of woolly mittens, and the Christmas meal might feature seafood, salads, and barbecued meats eaten outdoors. Santa Claus still makes an appearance, but he might arrive by boat, parachute, or jet ski, sometimes swapping his heavy suit for a t-shirt and sandals. Instead of sleigh bells, guitars and ukuleles lead outdoor sing-alongs. Yet the old traditions remain too. Families still watch snowy Christmas movies, and some decorate with fake snow for fun. Schools often teach both winter and summer versions of carols, with Kiwi rewrites like Jingle Bells in the Sun. The result is a joyful blend of cold climate nostalgia and beach party freedom. Many families celebrate with Christmas picnics on the beach, complete with cricket matches on the sand and inflatable pools for the kids. Would you rather spend Christmas by the fire in winter or on the beach in summer? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe and follow the channel to discover more interesting things. Ever tried to leave a tip at a New Zealand restaurant only to have it politely declined? You wouldn't be the first. Unlike in the US or parts of Europe, tipping is not a standard practice in New Zealand. Service staff are paid wages designed to cover the cost of living, so they don't depend on tips to make ends meet. For locals, tipping can even feel awkward, as if it suggests buying special treatment. Many travelers report having tips refused or being told, better to spend that on dessert instead. This attitude extends beyond restaurants to taxis, salons, and hotels, where tipping is also uncommon. The system works because of strong minimum wage laws, which allow for a more relaxed dining culture. Service isn't driven by the hope of a bigger tip, but by genuine hospitality and professional pride. While a small gratuity may be accepted in tourist-heavy spots, most New Zealanders see fairness and friendliness as part of the job, not something extra to be paid for. I think tattoos are just fashion. In New Zealand, that view can cause real offense, especially if someone copies a Māori tia moko. Unlike ordinary tattoos, each tia moko records genealogy, tribal connections, and personal history, making every design unique. Copying even part of a pattern without permission is seen as a serious cultural breach. The head is considered the most sacred part of the body in Māori culture, which gives special significance to facial moko, full facial moko for men, and moko kauai for women. Traditional tia moko was applied with chisels, leaving raised grooves in the skin, while modern artists may also use tattoo machines. Regardless of technique, the meaning remains deeply spiritual. Every line and curve carries ancestral and personal significance. At some marae and cultural events, visitors with tattoos resembling tia moko motifs have been asked to cover them out of respect. This reflects how strongly tia moko is tied to Māori identity. In recent decades, tia moko has experienced a powerful revival, with many young Māori choosing to wear their moko as a way of reconnecting with ancestors and asserting cultural pride in the modern world. In many Western countries, shoes are a requirement for service. No shoes, no shirt, no service. In New Zealand, the opposite often holds true. Going barefoot is widely accepted and even seen as part of everyday life. It's common to see people barefoot in supermarkets, petrol stations, or corner shops, especially in laid-back regions like the Bay of Plenty or Northland. Children frequently attend school barefoot in summer, and it's not unusual to see whole families shopping without shoes. The practice connects to a wider cultural value of staying close to the land. In Māori culture, the concept of wakapapa speaks to the deep connection between people, land, and ancestors, and for many Kiwis, bare feet symbolize that bond. With over 15,000 km of coastline, more than 4 times the length of the entire U.S. East Coast, New Zealand's life is shaped by outdoor activity. Hiking, swimming, and beach walks make barefooting feel natural, not unusual. At home, the custom is even stronger. In places like Coromandel, Gisborne, and Tauranga, it's polite to remove shoes before entering a house, and wearing them indoors can be considered rude. While formal workplaces and fine dining restaurants still expect footwear, the relaxed Kiwi attitude means that in many everyday settings, bare feet are simply a way of life. We explored 15 mind-blowing facts about New Zealand together. Thank you for watching until the end of our travel documentary. We hope you've gained a fresh perspective on this remarkable country and maybe even added New Zealand to your travel bucket list. Which facts surprised you the most? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more incredible stories from around the world. See you in the next video. Thanks for being with us. Leave a comment, like to show your support, and remember to hit that subscribe button for more exciting videos. See you next time.